Time to honor one of the best, yet least appreciated genres in the video game industry. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 puzzle video games. Just so there's no confusion, we're focusing on games that were designed specifically to be in video game form. We won't be focusing on ones based on pen and paper or board games, like Words with Friends or Sudoku. Number 10, Peggle. Let's get things bouncing with a game about unicorns that shoot balls. Loosely drawing inspiration from Japanese pachinko machines, this game has you bouncing marbles off multiple nodes in order to score sweet combo points. It notably gets a crown of awesome for spontaneously breaking out into Beethoven's Ode to Joy with flashing rainbows. Number 9, Professor Layton series. This oh-so-lovable Sherlock Holmes-inspired character, with his sidekick Luke, take care of all of contemporary London's problems by solving puzzles which are analogous to the real-life situations.
Just a dash of puzzle solving here.
With 7 games in the series, along with an upcoming crossover with Phoenix Wright, these games are sure to get your thinking caps working, even if that doesn't work on Layton himself.
Something's gone very wrong.
Number 8, Lemmings. Before Rockstar North had players running over hookers and stabbing crack dealers in Grand Theft Auto, they were known as DMA Design, and their number 1 success came in the form of telling brainless lemmings what to do. Guiding these hapless creatures over 120 levels covered in traps and environmental hazards, it was up to the player to make sure that most, but most likely not all of the little guys, got home safely. Plus, anytime you got frustrated, you could always let out your rage by blowing up a few of them. Number 7, Myst. This immersive PC experience had players wash up on a mysterious island, solving puzzles to find books that take you to different worlds. These puzzles really racked your brain over seemingly simple things, like turning off the lights to see a screen. Myst was so dense that the original game shipped with a blank notebook to jot down clues in. Players looking to scratch that itch can look for the spiritual sequel, Abduction.
Bring me a lady.
Number 6, Braid. Talk about never judging a book by its cover. Though it looks like a platformer, its mechanic for rewinding time makes it essentially a puzzle game, and not just any standard puzzle game. With each world, the laws of time manipulation changes. So, for example, in one instance, the enemies only move when you move, and the next, reversing time, brings forth a shadow version of yourself. Number 5, Meteos. This was arguably the first must-own title on the DS. In this game, you have to line up 3 or more blocks to propel a stack of blocks off the screen and towards your opponents, though sometimes you need to chain your lineups in order to get enough of a boost. What sets this game apart from others on this list is its multiplayer, as matches can get incredibly tense as you struggle to hang on. There's an Xbox Live version available, but in all honesty, the game is best suited for touchscreen play. Number 4, Bejeweled and Candy Crush Saga. Sometimes, the best puzzle games are often the most simple and strangely addictive. Drawing inspiration from Tetris, herein the goal is to line up 3 of the same jewels in order to make them disappear and shift the board. Add a candy-themed art style and a dangerously addictive free-to-play system into the mix, and you have the highest grossing game on iOS and Android.
Tasty. Tasty.
Number 3, World of Goo. A game that's as interesting as its backstory, it was developed by 2 former EA employees on their laptops in a coffee shop that had free Wi-Fi. Combining an insanely charming art style and an astounding physics engine, this game has you build bridges and other bizarre structures out of pieces of goo to transport said goo over various hazards. The more goo you use to achieve your goal, the less you can save in the end, so you have to keep your creative wits handy. Number 2, Portal. Just when you thought puzzle games could never hit mainstream success again, along came Valve with a surprisingly amazing puzzle game. Set in the chambers of the Aperture Science Center, players are armed only with a gun that can create portals. Even more of a surprise was the hilarious dialogue that comes from the malevolent computer GLaDOS, who's running the show.
Any contact with the chamber floor will result in an unsatisfactory mark on your official testing record, followed by death.
Rounding out the mind-bending puzzles with some of the best writing ever seen in a game. While the cake may have been a lie, the Portal games are never a disappointment. Before we unveil our top pick, let's take a look at a few of the honorable mentions that had us killing time. Number 1. Tetris. Was there ever any doubt? It's a timeless classic that's seen multiple versions released on many platforms. Yet, its core gameplay after all these years still remains the same since its debut in the 1980s. Plus, it's now used with scientific studies in order to treat lazy eye syndrome. And the 1999 Tetris World Champion now has a PhD in physics. So, anyone who's ever said video games are bad for you never played Tetris. There are so many fantastic puzzle games to choose from, so it's likely we forgot a few of your favorites. So, let us know in the comments, and for more procrastinating top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.